Hello and welcome to another Color Splash Saturday. We have some fun stuff to do today and some beautiful colors to play with. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget there's some amazing deals and offers going on with Stampin' Up! Right now. You can purchase that starter kit for just $99 plus tax, get free shipping, and you get to choose $155 in product to go in your kit. Anything you want, $155 in product to put in your kit. So that's basically $56 in free product. And then on top of that, you're going to get full access to my VIP Facebook group, which is part of my team, plus my lovely Stampers team group, plus so many more awesome things. And don't forget that 20% discount on all your orders after that. So that's amazing too. There's lots and lots of fun benefits, but the biggest one is that you get to be part of our community. We have an amazing, lovely Stampers community, and we have so much fun, and I just cherish all the fun things that we get to do together. In that group, we have a monthly creative rally event where we do projects and we spend time together. And then every Tuesday, I share what's going on with Stampin' Up! And fun things like that. And then of course, we have lots of challenges and giveaways and prizes and all of those types of things. That's all just part of being part of the lovely Stampers group. There's many more that I'm sure I'm forgetting to tell you about right now. But if you want to purchase the starter kit, you can get it at the link below the video. And let's go to my stamp table and get stamping. All right, so here we go. We're going to use Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Bumblebee, and Evening Evergreen. We're using the Pansy Patch Bundle and the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. Now, this is available in a full suite collection with some other goodies. However, that is of right now is still not available for purchase. It actually sold out really quick. Stampin' Up! Is getting more in as a suite, but you can buy the items individually, and honestly, the cost is exactly the same. So just purchase the paper, purchase the bundle, and any other goodies you want individually. Links are below the video for that. As of the time that I'm recording this, all of those items are available. So you can get those items individually. Now, if you go to my online store and it says it's not available, that's because the items sold out or went on back order prior to or after I recorded this video. Okay, this piece of Designer Series paper is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm using the basic borders die to cut these apart, and then I'm going to glue them to a card front. And you're gonna see me make a few cards here today, and we are gonna have some memory lane story time because I have a great story for you. Anyway, so we cut these two pieces apart and we're gonna use them to make 2 cards, as you can see here. That's the great thing about that. If you don't have the basic borders dies, I would highly recommend purchasing them and adding them to your collection. Having a good set of border dies is, I think, essential to your card making. They're just so versatile. They can do so many different fun things. So I have lots of plans for mine, lots of ideas up my sleeve, but for today, this is how I thought I would use it. I thought it'd be fun to use it on the Designer Series paper. So as usual, if you're new here and you're not familiar with how my videos work, I often share personal stories while I craft. It's just kind of how I do things on my channel. If that's not your cup of tea, that's okay. Feel free to click off and move on. You can even give me a thumbs down. I'm okay with that. Because engagement is engagement. If you, however, enjoy my story times and you like it here, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, because I have noticed that 60% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. Isn't that crazy? So please hit the subscribe button, and then you'll get notifications if you hit that little bell. If you click on that little bell, it'll notify you when I have a new video up. All right, so we're gonna jump back and forth in between the card and the stories I've got for you today. Well, it's just a story, but it's a fun one. It's a really fun one. You might have noticed the title of the video and thought, holy crap, what are we going to get into today? So I'm using Blackberry Bliss ink to stamp. As you know, the color combination, I'm going to stick with all those same colors I've already mentioned. These are the dies in the bundle, and I've already cut all the pieces out because that part takes a lot of time, and I thought I would do it so that you'd see it in advance. So we're going to do a little ink blending on each piece, and then we're going to do some assembly. So here we go. All right. So this week, my Aunt Linda had surgery on her knee. She had a knee replacement, and it was her birthday the day after. So everything went well, and she's by the time you watch this video, I'm going to assume she'll be home resting, but she's just out of surgery today when I'm actually recording this for you. So really quick to the card, when you blend, I would blend higher than I did that yellow, because once you see me assemble this, you won't see very much of that yellow. So I kind of wish I would have blended the bumblebee up higher on all of these pieces so that you would see more of it. So that's just a little tip for you there. So when I was a kid, Aunt Linda was kind of like my second mom, and we spent a lot of time together. I was 14 years old, and my Aunt Linda was dating this guy who I loved. He was my very favorite person she ever dated. Aunt Linda has had a few fellas in her life over the years, and this one in particular was really special to me. He was a really cool guy, cowboy. He had horses. He had like a little ranch, and we would go to his house and ride horses, and he was just, I don't know, there was something about him that was so fun and peaceful, and he was just a really cool guy. He's passed on now, but he was somebody that I remember extremely fondly from my childhood, actually. I still have one of his jackets that he gave my Aunt Linda, and then she gave it to me because she knew how much I loved him. So anyway, she dated this guy for quite some time, and he lived in Battle Mountain, Nevada. And if you've never been to Battle Mountain, Nevada, let me tell you what's in Battle Mountain, Nevada. Nothing. There ain't nothing in Battle Mountain. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere. So this guy lived in a trailer in the middle of nowhere. Now, mind you, I will tell you, he didn't live there when they first started dating. He moved there, I think, for work for a period of time. He ran really large, heavy equipment. So, and some of the details of my stories, it's very possible are not all accurate because I was a kid. So, you know, kids remember things very differently than an adult recollection of things. So it's possible that there's some inadequacies or things in my head that this is how it was, but then it really wasn't that way to my aunt. But for the most part, this is the story. So he had this horse, and I can't even remember the name of the horse now. Wasn't Freckles, I don't think. Anyway, he had this horse that he needed brought up to him in Battle Mountain. So my aunt and I load this horse up in a horse trailer. We're going to go to Battle Mountain to deliver this horse. I'm 14 years old, and I've always been an old soul. Since I was a little kid, I've always been way more mature than I was at whatever age. Always hung out with older kids, behaved older, the whole 9 yards. So we stopped for a night in Elko, I believe, to stay the night. And again, that could be wrong, but you know, you get my point. Somewhere in Nevada we stopped. And there are casinos where we stopped. Heck, it may have been Reno. I don't know. Wherever we stopped for the night. It's a place that we can put the horse up for the night. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, it may have been on the way home because I think we wouldn't have stopped on the way with the horse. So I'm thinking it's probably on the way home. Anyway, we stop and we stay the night somewhere, and there's casinos. So my aunt, she's wild, y'all. My Aunt Linda, she's got a wild hair. she wants to go into the casino and do a little gambling and hang out and have a couple drinks and whatnot. Well, I'm 14 years old, so I don't want to be left in the room. So my Aunt Linda gets a hold of me and she dolls me up, okay? She does my hair, she gets me in the makeup, the whole 9 yards, and we go to the casino. And I gambled, y'all. I was 14 years old. 14 years old. And I gambled, and she told me, don't you tell your mother I did this with you. And she was just that crazy fun aunt, you know? I mean, I've got so many cool memories like that with her. And I just was inspired to tell this story today because it was her birthday this week, and she had surgery. She lives in Montana now. She lived in California her whole life. And when my grandpa died, she lived on the same property as him. And when he passed, you know, we sold the property. The family sold the property. And it left her essentially homeless. So she has a daughter, Shannon, who I've talked about in previous videos quite a bit. Shannon is like a sister to me because we all grew up together. My mom and my Aunt Linda were divorced from the time we were pretty young. And so to make ends meet, they lived together and would, you know, that helped split all the bills, essentially. So we often lived with them, and it was me, my cousin Shannon, and my sister. And so the three of us are really more like sisters than we are cousins, and we're really, really, really close. Her kids call me Aunt Wendy, and I call them my nieces. I mean, to me, they are my nieces. She is like my sister. So anyway, Aunt Linda's birthday was this week, and she had the knee surgery this week, and I was thinking about her, and I thought, man, I got to share some Aunt Linda stories because there are some doozies, I tell you, but that was a good one. We went gambling for the night, and I think we only stayed an hour. You know, we weren't in there all night long or anything crazy. Well, okay, it was crazy that I was in there in the first place, but we did that and had a nice dinner, and I think we sat outside a bar area and had drinks, and I did not drink, she drank. And that was one thing. She wasn't, 14. She didn't let me drink yet. That came a little later. but we just hung out, and it was the coolest weekend trip ever. And we went and we delivered the horse. So let me tell you a little bit about that. So we go up to deliver this horse and drop it off. And it's like an 8-hour trek to this place from where we live. So it's a long drive. So we get there and deliver the horse, and we stay the night in this trailer that this guy lives in that she's dating. And I tell you what, this place was a rat hole. I mean, dirty, a typical dude in the middle of nowhere, what you would expect. Was exactly what you would expect of somebody who lived in God knows where and has no woman around to keep things halfway moving decently. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's face it. If a house is a grotto mess and a woman lives there, it's just because she's like okay with it. But for the most part, like, women have some standard of cleanliness. Not all men do. Now, some men are super neat freaks, but for the most part, y'all get what I'm saying. Anyways, we stayed the night in this place, and I can remember there were spiders, and I think we saw a cockroach or something like that at one point, and I thought, oh God, what am I going to get bit by here?
Motion detected at your front door.
I forgot to turn my phone off. So I thought, what am I going to get bit by here that I'm never going to recover from? Of course, that's what my 14-year-old self would think, because I've always been a bit of a worrier, let's say. So anyway, that was my big adventure with Aunt Linda to Battle Mountain, Nevada. We stayed the night there. I can't remember if we stayed 1 or 2 nights. I remember I went horseback riding when I got there, went out and rode in the open range, which was really cool. and I went gambling at one point, had some nice dinners. But the best thing about it, and I'm really sorry if you're hearing horrible background noise right now, it's because my husband is weed eating right outside my window. His timing is impeccable. So, anyway, the thing I remember the most about that trip was just how nice it was to spend time by myself with my Aunt Linda. In fact, I can say that probably was the last time we spent time alone. You know, she had, at the time, my cousin was 7. I'm assuming she was either staying with her dad over the weekend or with my grandparents. Her daughter, Shannon, was 7. And so when I was really little, we spent a ton of time alone together. But as I got older, we just didn't have that time anymore by ourselves because she had her own daughter. And of course, that would make sense that we would all be together if we were doing something. So anyway, I just really cherish that memory. I'll never forget it as long as I live. If somebody did that with my 14-year-old kid, I'd probably want to kill him. So, Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry. She's not listening. Trust me. She doesn't watch my videos. And Aunt Linda would never watch this video either. But if she was listening, this is what I'd want to tell her. You're the best crazy aunt that ever walked the face of the earth. And thank you for all of the amazing adventures that we've been on together, because there's been a lot. She used to take me to Disneyland. There's been a lot. Anyway, here you can see I'm finishing up this card. I ended up making 3 of these. I'd love to know in the comments below if you had that one relative in your life that was just kind of the fun, cut loose, crazy, wild relative. I'd love to hear about them. Share it with me in the comments below. And yeah, I should have probably told a story about my grandma, because the whole reason I bought these Pansy bundle patch stuff is because of my grandma, because pansies were one of her favorite flowers, and I can just see her in my mind looking at her pansies and watering them and talking about them. And she always really liked the purple ones, the ones that were like this, purple and white. So anyway, I was inspired to make cards in memory of my grandma, and I ended up sharing a story about my Aunt Linda, which happens to be my grandma's oldest daughter. So there you go, full circle. But that's my story for today. These are my cards for today. I made 3 of these. One of them I made a little note card. One of them I just die cut the designer series paper. If you want to see pictures of everything I made, hop over to my blog. There's a link below the video. You can check it out there. And there's 2 more videos on the screen. You can choose one of those if you want to watch. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. And give me a thumbs up on this video. Again, that helps me out a lot. And you can always shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.